Yes, this is not clickbait, I indeed made an Infernity Gagaga deck list. And it does use some Gagaga cards actually. When you look at this build, I mean, it's some Infernity cards, some Gagaga, it's a decent mix, I would say so myself. Before we dig into the deck profile, I want to showcase you a test hand that I had while testing for this deck, to give you an indication of how this variant works, and then we'll actually go into the profile. So stick with me as we go through the combo. I will not talk over it, it's just going to be a combo that you can watch, and then we'll talk on rages and stuff. That should give you a basic idea of how this variant works. I'll go into a more depth explanation of why I mix these archetypes in a second. But keep in mind that this is of course a for fun variant. If you're looking at competitive Infernity, naturally you shouldn't be playing this variant. But hey, let's say you want to mix it up, maybe you really enjoy Gagagas, maybe you really loved watching Zexal. This is one of the possibilities you can go for. So why the Gagaga engine? So there's a few cards that make this possible. They have a really good Searcher, Onomatopoeia, which sends a card from your hand to the graveyard, contributing the headless combo, then searching 2 monsters that will basically summon themselves, almost guaranteed. None of these cards are really breaks. Opening multiple Gagaga Magicians could be a break, but we have means to discard it anyway, so usually it's fine. But yeah, basically we have the Gagaga Magician, which can change its level from somewhere between 1 to 8, but it cannot be used as synchro material, which we naturally don't care about. We go to links. But yeah, you change this to level 3. Then Gagaga Child states, if you control a Gagaga monster other than itself, by the way, well, this is not a Gagaga monster, but this is. Anyways, if you control one, you can just special summon it, and when no one's per turn whatsoever, by the way. And when it's summoned this way, you can target a Gagaga monster I control, a different level than itself, change its level to become the same level of this monster. So Magician will change itself to level 3, this will summon itself, and copy the level of Magician, turning it to another level 3. 2 level 3s, you guessed it, Cherubini. Now, you can easily just search Dododo Dwarf Gogo Glove, which basically states, during your main phase you can special summon a Zubaba or Gagaga monster from your hand, which would be the Magician. And then you can just do your thing. Note that it can also just revive itself if you have a really full field, which can apply in some instances. Now, you only run 1 Gagaga card, it can also special summon itself if you control a Gagaga monster except itself. However, the second effect isn't useful as it locks you to Xyz monsters. But still, it's a card we can search, it's also a Zubaba, so it's another target for this. It can just summon itself. But yeah, these act as 3 level 4 extenders, make it very easy to go into certain combos. And this and this are just level 3s, all searchable with Onomatopoeia, of course. This just acts as a Go-Go-Go or Do-Do-Do, meaning it's the second search target besides one of these two, whichever you're missing. This will also counter Zubaba and Gagaga. So the idea is that you can easily, when you open one of these, you can just go into those cards. Now the nice thing about it is that it can also modulate the levels itself. So let's say you open just Gagaga Child and Gagaga for example for some reason, and this you could change it to 3 and then go off from there. But yeah, it's a very consistent engine that adds onto the Infernity engine, which naturally we run with 3 Zero Max, 2 Succession, and the Monster Reborn to get that side of the engine going. Infernity wise, we only run 1 Archfiend, 3 Patrols kinda required with some hands, 1 Patriarch, Fiendish of course, the Wildcat is attacked for the Hulk, still not a good card but it works with Hulk, so yeah. Of course Necromancer, the Avenger and the Mirage. Your basically essential Infernity cards, and of course we run the Launcher and 3 Barriers, down to wise. The engine of Infernity is becoming smaller thanks to me finding new combos all the time. Due to running 2 Leviair, we can just run 1 Mirage and get away with it, still go and search for 3 Barriers reliably. You only need 3 Barriers if once you reach that point you already won the duel, so it's no need to run additional targets like Break. Arguments could be made for running 2, but yeah, I'm not a big fan. I think you should run 3 Barriers. Yeah, that aside, we run Summoner's Monk. We run a lot of spells in our deck anyway. This gets Summon the Magician from our deck. It's an additional way to get into it and make certain hands playable. It can theoretically get the Archfiend from the deck immediately. Now, this entire variant is of course weak to hand traps. This is more of a build to encourage you to use in very casual duels, and if somebody uses hand traps there, find better people to play against. Casual duels, I guess, lol. Or just don't get hand trapped, XD. No, but seriously, this variant literally ties to any hand trap. You can't possibly even dream about playing around 10. So yeah, it's rough if you use this against another player. But yeah. I think I explained most ratios. I mean, Zero Max is just very good. In some hands, can play around hand traps. Not the greatest, but can work. It's mostly just revival, extender and stuff. Oh yeah, I think it's an extra deck. Nothing special here. This is basically your Infernity package. Void Ogre in case you have to spell trap zone and cluster it up, otherwise we just go for Savage Dragon usually. Just during the quintessential negates. 200 dice for the loop. 1 Arclight because we can afford to run it. Usually this is the first card I cut, but we can run it. We don't need an additional extra deck slot for the Gagaga side, so we just run it. It's nice to end your combo with just another negates to ensure your opponent cannot win the duel. The Garrus is the modern day Lavalval chain. It's very good. It's one of the things that makes the deck work. If you in all desperation only open like Go Glove and Gagaga Code for example, you can make a desperation attempt with the Garrus to draw 2, discard 1, hope that somehow fixes your hands. Usually it doesn't, but the chance exists. 2 Leviair of course, it's needed for the main Infernity combo, which I've shown so many times on the channel already, but you could watch it in the combo I showed at the start of this video I think. I'm pretty sure I showed it there. 3 Sayuja, we use this for the additional special summon. We could not care less about the draw. I don't think I even use the draw anymore on Sayuja, honestly. I just use it for the additional special summon, nothing else. So yeah, still run 3 copies of course, and it's just very good. Additional summons ensure you can get stuff like Mirage and Avenger on the field without much of an issue. 1 Appaloosa, 4 negates on 1 monster, absolutely busted. Surprised this card is still legal. Abuse it while I can. Generic link 2, that's easy to make, that doesn't even specify what kind of monsters it needs. 2 convenient arrows for succession, and yeah, just very nice monster indeed. Sometimes you go into this, you definitely can't cut this. I see some people run a suboptimal link 2 that enables you to discard, but then in the end of the turn you mandatorily need to add your launcher to your hand, so no life barriers for you, very good, yeah. Hulk, summon Wildcat from deck to enable the Leviair play, which basically thins your deck since you only need 1 Mirage. And of course the Cherubim need a face of Infernity nowadays. This is pretty much an Infernity monster. Hell is a better extra deck monster than Doom Archfiend. Yeah. So that's the Gagaga Infernity list. It tests quite well, but definitely not a competitive variant if you want to have fun. This is a possibility, but yeah, don't take this to a big event and take it to the top. It's not gonna happen. Despite this build looking like a deck from 2011, it's not 2011 anymore, so you need to get a better deck to compete. But hey, it's a fun variant nonetheless. If you want to have fun with Infernity, this is one of the ways you can have fun. So if you guys enjoyed this profile, see you guys next time. StardustYGO signing out. Peace.